Greetings all, this is After the Bell. Thank you all for watching the last little ditty we put up. Wow. Very rare to have a full studio audience in here, so I had to say I was much more mischievous, and I've gotten flack from that by a few people, so I apologize if it was too out of hand. But to the lovers, thank you very much. To the haters, go buy a John Cena shirt. Fuck off, seriously. Rise above. Just don't buy the hat that goes with it, because the hat is ugly. It's just mostly black and white with a little red. And, sorry, John, don't like your hat. Go buy a Long Beach Clothing Company hat. Go buy one of these. These are awesome. You know it's sweat stained and gross, but buy a new one. All right. I don't know if everybody watches this show that leaves me questions on the YouTube pages, but apparently this guy doesn't understand, because he's asking me my opinion about The Rock. If you watched last show, I made my opinion more than clear. However, I will read the question, and I'll go into my answer. Do you think it's fair for my screen to go off? Do you think it's fair to the wrestlers on the WWE roster to have The Rock main eventing at WrestleMania instead of someone that's currently full-time with the company? If WWE built new stars like they're supposed to do you think Rock would be still main eventing Mania? Why focus on the past when the past is not the future? Do not say for the money. Rock would draw, because anyone properly built up could draw as much as him. I think that's what I said. WWE has this talent, and they've always had this talent of, for every 2 or 3 top the guys, there's always somebody else waiting to step up. When Hogan left and went off in the Roy trial and left for WCW, Brett and Shawn picked up that ball and ran. When Brett left and when Shawn got hurt, Austin was there, ran 100 yards with The Rock and Triple H nipping at his heels the whole way down the touchdown to the touchdown. When those guys were starting to fade away to a certain extent, more so Rock and Austin, because Triple H is still there. But Triple H proved that he could main event without either one of them. Took a guy who, realistically speaking, his main event days should have been behind him in Mick Foley, and made him look like a monster as Cactus Jack. He was one of the guys that stepped up too. The Big Show has stepped up over the last 10 years. Kane. The Undertaker has been the establishment. The Undertaker has been the constant, the guiding light over the last 21 years almost. 21 years. I've been a wrestling fan for 21 fucking years, people. Good Lord. And now it's the John Cenas, the Randy Ortons. For a while it was Batista. You know, you've got guys like Sheamus now. You've got guys like CM Punk now. CM Punk has started a revolution. You've got Christian now. You had Edge recently retire. You've got all these guys who are just bona fide, legit, main event worthy. And the guys of the not so distant future. I will say it again. I will preach to the choir if I have to. But Bryan fucking Danielson has said he is going to cash in April at the big one. He is a world title holder ready in the wings. Waiting in the wings, excuse me. Do I feel that it's fair for a guy who's been gone 7 years to come back for less than a week's worth of days live in person and get paid main event money and face the top guy in the company, more than likely for the WWE title? No, I don't. I think it is bullshit. I may have been a little punch drunk last time when I talked about The Rock, because I had come off a horrible day of driving. But I so want the main event of WrestleMania to be CM Punk defending whichever top belt he has against somebody deserving Punk retain the title, and like JJ and I have talked about, I think even talked about on the air here, Bryan come down, cash in, and then we get the match of the century between the two indie darlings. Can you all imagine, regardless if it's The Rock's hometown, regardless if he's going to the Hall of Fame, regardless if it's Miami, Florida, whatever, can you imagine the reverberation of that crowd when CM Punk and Bryan Danielson square off in the main event for the WWE or World Heavyweight Championship? Think about that. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, YouTube Bryan Danielson Ring of Honor, CM Punk Ring of Honor, CM Punk period, and just look on in awe, folks. The Rock does not deserve this spot. He left us all high and dry for Hollywood. And slowly but surely, his box office has decreased if it's just him in the starring vehicle. Granted, Fast 5 was epic, but that was all off of franchise's repeated successes. Didn't matter if The Rock was there or not. His starring vehicles have dwindled step by step by step. And for some reason he felt it was a cute movie. Don't get me wrong, our kids and I loved it. But he felt the need to dress in a tutu opposite Julie Andrews. Granted, Julie Andrews is a legend, but so's Hulk Hogan. And I don't sing his praises very much anymore either. The Rock is coming back because he needs the extra rub. And he's going to plug the fuck out of G.I. Joe when he's here. I don't give a fuck about G.I. Joe. I do care about CM Punk and Bryan Danielson and John Morrison and Matt Sydal and Kofi Kingston and those guys. That's what I want to see in the main event. Guys like that. What is your take on an up-and-coming wrestler having more than one character? This was from Spida Zero Jones. Well, having witnessed several character-having people firsthand in the parks of Long Beach, it's a trip to watch guys assume different personalities and then reinvent themselves over the course of time or whatever. It's a great thing to see guys have, and girls have so much creativity. I think that's been the thing with The Undertaker. He has allowed himself to be, not to dig on The Undertaker here, but the Madonna of WWE. When the time came to reinvent himself, he did. Every single time, and was by and large successful more often than not. But then you have the other side of the coin, a guy like John Cena, who really hasn't changed the gimmick up in 6 years. And people don't like him around. A guy like Randy Orton. Started off as a blue chipper, evolved into this arrogant cocksucker that you just wanted to pay for an autograph because you had the chance to slap him in the mouth, to a guy that's become like the Steve Austin, the anti-hero, the one you really don't want to root for, but you just can't fucking help it. A guy like CM Punk never strayed from who he was. Always preached a straight edge lifestyle. Whether it was as a negative against some pilled up fool that, was a heel at the time, or some pilled up fool that couldn't carry the ball long enough to stick around in one company for more than a few years at a time. Punk's character has not been different ever. But he's allowed himself to tweak a few things to make it either you have to despise him or you have to love him. I love when guys have more than one character. I think it keeps things fresh. It keeps the business fresh. It keeps guys like me and JJ and even our homeboy Bruce, who I have asked to come to a show next month. I will talk about that as we close out today. With about 3 minutes to go, I'll talk about that. Keeps guys like us interested. Character changing is the key to the business evolving. It's a beautiful thing. Raven Punk, what do you think of people online wanting Jesse Ventura to run for president or vice president? I would have voted for him two times ago. Whatever happened to that? What do you think about putting a white wrestler in the White House in 2008? You know what? For all the praise I have heaped upon Barack Obama the last 2 years, and give the guy a chance and, you know, whatever, country's still fucked up. This is totally personal wrestling fan bias and whatever, but if Jesse Ventura had come in and ousted George W. Bush, or succeeded him, because George Bush wasn't sticking around, thank God, I bet you Jesse Ventura would have kicked some serious ass and made shit happen. Ass kick now, take names later when it comes to Washington politics. We may be slightly more out of the hole if we had a badass like Jesse Ventura in there. Don't know. I would have voted for him. I am a devout Democrat, and I probably get hate mail for preaching one way or the other. I wore Barack Obama buttons on Talk Wrestling 2008. I make no bones about it where I stand in this world. But you know what? Jesse Ventura could have made some serious changes, and I would have supported it every step of the way. Okay, Hogan Warrior question. This ought to be good. Do you think Hulk Hogan is somewhat envious that Ultimate Warrior is still a huge star, and he hasn't been a full-time wrestler since 1992, whereas Hogan continues to be a part of wrestling and seems not to have star power anymore? I'm going to ban this guy. Idiot. Sorry if you're a loyal fan. I apologize. When was the last time you saw Warrior on WWE or TNA? Looking at you, Molly. Hogan has not been off mainstream television since 1985. Give or take a few breaks in between. Warrior last appeared for a major wrestling company and actually meant any... Well, I'll take that back. Last appeared in a wrestling company majorly in 1998. Last meant shit in 1991. Horrid question. This is not the Hulkamaniac talking. This is straight up, Hogan has less star power than Warrior today? The fuck are you watching? Alright. I know I said talk about this later in the show. I'm going to go ahead and get to my plug here. I got to do that every once in a while. Saturday, December 10th. Literally 10 minutes from this spot. Walking. Epic. Gary Yap promotion that I used to work for is returning with a bang. I don't know all the matches yet. I do know for a fact that the Wild World Championship will be defended as TNA Knockout Winter defends against our new homegirl, Tara Calloway, the North American Champion of Wild. If for no other reason to come to this show on December 10th at the Lakewood YMCA off Woodruff and Carson, Google Map it, kids. Don't have the address on me. This is going to be a bomb match. Tara has been a girl that we signed to Wild a few months ago, whatever it was, and she has been tearing it up left and right. She has been an awesome go-to girl to stand up and fight for Wild, and she believes what Travis is preaching, and she is our go-to girl. On the other hand, you have Winter, former WWE Diva, current TNA Knockout, former two-time TNA Knockouts World Champion, former Knockout Tag Team Champion, and the current Wild World Champion, who stepped in and brought the company back up when everybody thought we were dead in the water with the loss of Amanda and the title loss of Lucky O'Shea. Winter has been our super shining star. She's been our champion. I have not looked forward to a women's wrestling match this much since Trish Stratus versus Mickie James in 2006. And I'm not just, oh, it's my company, I work... No, I'm dead fucking serious. I've not looked forward to a women's match this much in 5 years. And I can't wait to be a part of it. I can't wait to be there with everybody. Our homie Bruce, who hasn't been a wrestling fan for the most part in the last 5 years? 5 or 6 years. Is coming to the show. to see this match because he sounded intrigued when I pitched it to him. Y'all come meet Bruce, who's been on Step Boy Rant's special VH1 Epic special. Come meet Bruce, fuck it. But mainly come watch the match and come watch the stuff that I know Gary Yap is going to throw out there and just blow you motherfuckers away, because Gary, when he is on his game and he is at his A game and at his best, will put on a show like nobody else. Gary has the balls, ladies and gentlemen, to run against Pro Wrestling Guerrilla on their last show of the year while they are promising all kinds of bang-up stuff. JJ and I looked at the card for Guerrilla before we knew about Epic, like, oh, gotta go. Found out about Epic, we only know one match about Epic, and we're going. Yeah. Epic War. Google Epic War. Google Gary Yap, and find out what this show is. Find out what's going on, and come to the show and hang out with us. You got a month to save your money. Don't even know what the admission charge is. I know what my admission charge is. I don't know what yours is. Come watch the show. Thank you all for watching After the Bell, as you do every time. I love you guys. I respect you guys, except for people that ask ridiculous questions. In that case, I will bring back, for one day, the facepalm on the Hogan Warrior question. God damn it. I don't care if it is Aaron Ref trademark. That's my shit. Anyway, we will see you next time on After the Bell.